Go ahead. You can unmute yourself. Go ahead. Go ahead, Adadimbo.
Eze bi n'eluigwe ọgọrọ a na-akpụ n'ala. Chukwu okike ya kpọgo. Eze bi n'eluigwe ụmụ gị agbakọnata. Nna m anyị na-eme ibe isi anyị na-eme ya ka anyị nọ na-eme. Onweghị ibe ọzọ anyị bụ n'obi ahụ njem nwere onwe. Ya ka anyị na-eji ijie. A wee na-asị gị ezi Chineke biko bịa ka ị nọnyere anyị. Chụọrọ anyị ka a lawa ajọ mmadụ ọkachasị ndị sabo. Ndị si na Biafra ya abịa. Ndị na-anụ ọgụ niile ebe a na-anụ ka ha wee fụdat na Biafra ya abịa si Chukwu biko ọgụ ahụgụ nwa ya nụrụ anyị ya. Gọzie anyị Chineke, gọzie ụmụ ife, gọzie ụmụ Biafra niile ebe ọnwụ na anyị niile anọ. Ezi Chineke ma ana m akpọkwa gị n'isi awalida Maazị Nnamdi Kanu Ọhamadike. Nọnyere m ihe, gbaala m ya ume, were dọkịta na-agwọ ya ọya. Chineke biko ọkwago ka anyị nwee onye ọzọ. Otu aka na-akpọkwa n'isi ọbata obie udu akọ mmiri na mbiko ihe niile ugoko ọdịnaka. Anyị eme nke iji wụrụ mmadụ ma agụ nwa ya eme nke iji wu Chukwu. Na mana m asị aka ọwụna, ụdọ ọwụna, ezumezu ọwụna, osi n'enu osi n'ala, ọwụ ikwu ọwụ ibe, ọwụ onye ọsọkwa anya wụrụ. Ndị ji ọbata obi eji awalida Maazị Nnamdi Kanu asị m aka ha gbajie. Asị tinyere ha ọgbaghara ebe ọwụna ba nọ na tinyere ha ọgbaghara. Were ọgbaghara tinye n'etiti ha. Chineke pịaba m ụtarị eke ọkụgbu ha na-arụ. Mee ka ezumezu ha niile ha saa. Kpọpụtara ya awalida Maazị Nnamdi Kanu n'ọbata obi ya. Na m otu a ka si welekwa awa COS wee tinye gị n'aka nna m ọkwago nwa wike yo. Onye emekwe nke o ji wụrụ mmadụ n'ọkwago Chukwu na-eme. Mụọ onye na-enye ike. Ajọ mmadụ uke mmụọ uke mmadụ. Ebe ọsọkwa anya si. Onye ọsọkwa anya wụrụ ọsọkwa wụrụ mụnwa. Na-eche echiche ọjọọ megidie. Asụ Chineke megide onye ọbụla na-emegide COS ayo. Ise ọwụrụ mụnwa na-emegide ya emegide m. Ise onye ọsọkwa ya wụrụ. Ebe ọsọkwa ba na-agwụ ije. Ọ na-agba n'elu, ọ na-agba ya n'ala. Ọ na-agba n'okwu n'ala, ọ na-agba n'elu bed. Asụ Chukwu asụ megide eme. Ekwene ka ba binye. Ekwene ka na ise maybe you go ya gora ya Adadioramma everybody megide I like it megide all right, thank you so much. Welcome Biafrans.
Kind of n'elu na mbụ na mbugodi ihe nchọrọ ime ka Ngozi Ọrapese mata ya bụ eziokwu ọgbata obi atụkwara nga terrorism CCS terrorism. Ị nwere idea ada? Ọgbata obi Simon Ekpa Finland tụrụ ya nga CCS for terrorism. Ị nwere idea?
Okay, for the thing of Potago.
Mba ihe na-ekwu ihe dị na news ka na-eme analyze.
Okay.
Because enwere ihe some people enwe idea. Ha just na-agba Finland pere nga 6 years for terrorism. Ngozi Arabeze bụ chief of staff of Simon Ekpa bụ the chief of terrorism. So Ngozi Arabeze nwere question to answer because ọma ihe mere Ọbatobi eji were mee terrorism. O so were support Ọbatobi na terrorism o mere. So ọ bụrụ ọmụnwa bụ lawyer, Ngozi Arabeze nwere question to answer.
Yes.
Because mgbe niile ahụ Simon Ekpa dey terrorize ebe niile ahụ ọ dị eme terrorism ahụ. Ngozi
Arabeze so ye.
Ke ihe o mere.
And onye nwa Ngozi Arabeze na-negotiate ihe that place maka chief of staff.
Nyanwa chief of staff to Simon Ekpa who the terrorist atọrọ nga 6 years. Then Okechukwu Nkere alias Isaiah Anyaogu who the finance minister na-eweta ego Simon Ekpa ji terrorize ndị ọ na-terrorize. So which means I feel a terrorism case. One person and her carry terrorism here like that. One person name in no begin to change no begin with a brave one a street but we show the mother. I had to away each but the plan terrorist city to a very pen a court. What evidence from everywhere. The chief of staff will respond to no one. I am.
Yes.
So the court constantly may invite.
Sure.
I'm going to invite a phone number. Yeah, I got for communication. Young one over to be at the plan. I saw the terrorists over to be at them. More also not over to be a one only make terrorists. Okay, we are Chico, Simon Ejiko. Okay, we are take terrorism. So before I just send the ego terrorism, Simon is terrorism now. Oh, when Catania Simon para before I send the Simon ego the terrorism. And when both of also Simon plan we need that. So Hannah me going Hannah move. How if that is what goes around comes around.
Sure.
Simon Simon Ekpa, I can make arrest one by one. They have questions to answer. Because that is how it works. And when people are going to office now, and when the case is there, something they do. I got you know, I got you know when I I'm going to Chinese pass release, but I got you know when I gain him about this particular thing. Gain him about a phone, got your phone. But communication even with that person, must say when other people in our plan was so we is. Can't on that terrorism man had to Simon Ekpa. So we are here watching them. In the multi years on them, if Basara Gozola base, also be literate or be educated. According to the information they in here and a public data. On Twitter handle
I'm bringing the issue, what has been happening for a very long time, and yesterday the camel back was broken. What I will not, and I think nobody will condone in this government, is building and destroying. When you participate in building a structure, and then you want to be a tool to be used to destroy it, we are not going to allow that. So it is either we'll show you the exit door so that your contribution and what you have done and your participation that lead to what we are having today, the result we're having today, will remain the same. So once the devil possesses you and you are going to be acting as a tool to destroy what you have done in the past, we will show you the exit door. If you repent, you will come. And if you don't repent, you remain there. Everybody is a Biafran, but not everybody will be part of the liberation of Biafra to the end. I have constantly warned about this. So, fellow cabinet members, ministers, yesterday, I was very, very tired during the fundraising because as a human being that I am, running from one place to another, with all the bombardment and the heat coming from here, all corners of the world, that the Nigerian government are pushing against the struggle. When the fundraising ended, I don't know what woke me up. I went to my Twitter page and I listened to Adadioramma ranting and shouting about the activities or the character of people in the government, in the cabinet. And I have warned her several times to not attack anybody, both directly and indirectly. And each time, she will apologize. So it seems that she knows exactly what she's doing. There is something I did not tell this cabinet before. A few weeks ago, I logged into Adadioramma platform and I was listening to a conversation between Adadioramma and Carolina. And Carolina said a lot of rubbish. I listened for over 5 minutes. They didn't know that I was there. I exited that platform. I came to the meeting and I told Adadioramma to stay away from Carolina. Because in that conversation, Carolina was the one talking. Adadioramma was eating and was nodding her head. Yes, that is how it is. I don't want to go into details to start telling what she was telling Adadioramma and they were gossiping. Now I came here, I warned Adadioramma to stay away from Carolina so she don't put her in trouble. I did not stay to listen to what she have to respond to her, how the gossip will go. They were gossiping and gossiping. I came here and I told that Adadioramma warned her. And then after that, she sent a message to me. I didn't open that message because she had been sending messages which I am not responding to. But yesterday, she sent a message to me, which I would like to play for everybody to hear. I don't know whether you people are going to hear me when I play this message.
Hello,
can everybody hear me? How you hear what I'm playing?
Yes, we can hear it, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear.
Yes,
All
yes,
right,
we can
everybody
hear.
pay attention, please.
I know my emails today after fundraising. Somebody sent voice to me. But, okay.
She said that somebody sent voice to her.
Second Tuesday at Adadioramma. I go on a program. Mazi. I'm going to one a man a mother and a married woman like others. And I want to tell you that I want to go to Biafra land with healthy. About now, there's a chicha Biafra, no Biafra But I will say, how can Ganaya, BP? Says him marrying and why yana de maho. But right from home, madam, Yankuna, some mother can make the what you and Omada did to me. I come Jeff Bear because man name me here name. I know how you treated me in Omada. And I know how you are treating me now in this Biafran government. I know people are telling you, forging things, telling you, Carolina do this, Carolina do that. But do you know one thing? I am so happy because I know my hand is clean. God knows who I am. I forget all these things. Last time, God gave me a message to you. And he said that I should also tell Ngozi. And Ngozi is not my friend. I do what God said. And I'm happy that God chose me to be giving me a message to you. But you neglected it. The last message in Chukwu Kikabiama, Nyelom, Tanyegi. Ijewori Ajagonya, only team up, be against me, and you call me a gossiper. Now you people are enjoying treating me bad, maltreating me, disgracing me. But one thing I know, that message comes from Chukwuki Kabiam. I cry to God. The type of trance Naba is too much for me. God, why can't you make my pastor and my PM to be discussing this thing, but I cannot bear it again. Sometimes I will be in class 3 days and still come fundraising. Don't know what is happening to me. He call me a gossiper. Because I give you a word that God gave to you. I am on my own in my kitchen. Ngozi Burubia. Yana ebe ite, yana Adadioramma team na call. Hani kuneshi. Osini actually Adadioramma na Ogodoman mayor interview. Isi people take Ogodoman. Osi that man that guy na space. I jamo ante muzanga and say okay na fiabo home. Ogodoman na fiabo. Good man. The only thing I know about that. The time I'm motivated against that, I know when we can forge something to defend ourselves, we didn't wear cover. I know. God tell me. I don't ask anything. If I have problem, I go straight to God. Like what happened yesterday. The attack we have, I know what caused it. God don't lie. Go to Mama, I call my pastor immediately. I don't give chance to my enemies. But I'm glad he will call me gossiper. A whole me, a daughter of God, equal gossiper. I tell Ngozi that I will not forgive you. Because that word comes from God. And you go and tell Ogodoman. And I told you again, being a Kumaka, go on, ignored me. I didn't say I'm the one. I said Chukwuka. You ignored me. You go and form prayer warrior. A.M. Chukwuka know that I love you with all my heart. And Chukwuka know the love I have on you is not love for man and woman. I take you as my son. I can die because of you, but you want to kill me with DP. Why I'm telling you all these things is this. God said that Gowan will not die with Ababangida, all these ones. This message I wanted to give you on second after your birthday. You have offended God through, I give you message, too heavy message. You neglected me because I'm a woman. I'm living in Europe. I don't know anything. I want to tell you something. Only Adadioramma know this thing. I fight for people, but people don't fight for me. But because I have God that fights for me. You see, I don't know how to tell you this thing, but I want you to know how you break people's hearts. I'm telling you, especially me. Do you know one thing? You see why when I come to meeting, I'm just watching all your cabinets. I know what God is telling me about them. You see all these things, I will enjoy it. I want to tell you, as you people are making me crying every day, my son is watching me, my husband is watching me, I'm sick, I never have BP. You see, a day is coming, all of you will cry. I'm telling you. You see, let me tell you, God said that as you are seeing that those your cabinets, one of them is already gone. That day, when we have a dead human being walking, is inside your cabinet. God said that one of your cabinets is no more with us. It's no more with us. I don't want to tell you this thing before. I don't want to break your heart. But let me tell you this thing because you want to kill me. So let me know. Because the thing again, that day, even me, I asked God, sending this, please, can my PM with pastor be talking together so that I can get myself? I didn't have answer. I tell pastor. The same day the pastor Jukwal God, can he be sending this message direct to you? But God said no. So we can never do what God did not send us. This is my only hope. God, and he can never allow you people to do me anything. You people can keep on insulting me, calling me gossiper. I want to know what that do me bad thing cannot go free. I'm grateful. Every day, someone like you na ezimozi. The day this one of your cabinet said ada. But I know that person is no more in this planet. But some that day he gets this is my voice. I'm going to break because that is I don't know say bam. You know that Onya juro make a true unya. Eman onya Jesus. You know that Onya juro unya. Na imego guys imego guys that natural. I'm gonna be there then. Give it to me, baby. I'm done. We go happy Easter. I'm not a woman, no.
All right, everyone is just listening to what Carolina said. There are many voice notes which I've never listened to. The point is that after Finland Convention, this woman has been bombarding me with all manner of messages from God I don't know. First of all, I want to make it very clear I am Ekpa Simon Njoku. I believe in God, and I don't believe in any pastor. I don't believe in anybody giving me message. I have always said it, even on the live broadcast. Nobody, please, who is making noise, please? Oh, sorry. I've always said it on a live broadcast that anybody that has any message or any prophecy, please hold it. Don't tell me. I'm not interested in your prophecy. You don't know what I went through to grow up like I am today. So you cannot just come from nowhere and tell me your God said this, your God said that. I'm going to believe you. First of all, I know when your God is trying to destroy what you have built. So when such message come, I don't even, I pretend as if I didn't listen to it. This woman has been bombarding me with messages, how this God is this, how this person is this, how person is that in the cabinet, and all those nonsense. I don't listen to them. I never responded to her. And I have never addressed her as a gossiper until I listened with my 2 ears. Her and Adadioramma. And she was the one talking while Adadioramma was nodding her head. I stayed in that platform for 5 minutes. Immediately I left there. I came to meeting Adadioramma. I think I told I don't know if I came, as I came to the meeting, immediately I asked, is Adadioramma here? So she was also waiting to start either fundraising or something. And then I told her immediately, stay away from Carolina. She's going to put you in trouble. Because it is not hearsay. I had everything she was telling Adadioramma myself. And nobody told me, so I was there. But because they don't know how this gadget works, she didn't know that I was already in the platform trying to hook up my program. And this gossip was going on. So I came to the meeting, also to the Zoom, and I warned her to stay away from Carolina because what I heard was so disturbing. Even after that, I did not, take everything very seriously. But it is becoming a distraction to this government. That Adadioramma will go out there and start talking as if there is a war going on. I don't know who is using two of them. The last time we suspended Madam Erewa, if Yongubiko used it to do program. And the way this woman, Carolina, is talking, and the way Adadioramma talked to me suggests that information leaked from either one of them. Let me play also Adadioramma's voice.
Good morning, sir. I'm sorry sending message by this time. After the wedding, I'm going to get Kamongo not to. I'm going to be a big iwe winage. And I'm sorry, life. We can on my channel. I'm going to be going hanging on my channel. Them joy. At least told you good your waste talk one morning on a life. And I name or I name something I name. At least since he did one of my video from my channel and I need a pussy. They still put on a speech Biafran and you. So because na make it because of been as young is he only name joy. Then I boom Jimmy ABC or Jimmy Bore Missy and the Jimmy Agnisi. So now Adams sorry for Yemen. The year when you own that Ninja order. Sustain is in the muddy key host. About 1 day in the key host. Then after keep put a day in the key host. The media teams, however, I'm well if Korea host to young laws or Yendini is also more Korean. After they come in, I'll make media, and I'll make media. I'll on the media. I won't go to that. I goes on. Key host, but all the media will a key host. Why is he not on key host? When you found John there, for John Miller, I don't know each and every before. Why isn't the party we position? Or they can be the bomb online, not collating. Oh, we won't want to come. Okay, here I'm now. Okay, more no fundraising. Mother apple, mother after good time we are. A bag of fundraising. That's all me. Okay, you know, stop on ya. Or joke case and about those people. But this thing, they may not keep us in a year, quiet was made, was every fundraising. Last week,
No.
fundraising normally. It's not to my program down because of here, because I'm on case account here off. So I'm told the agent because of here and millennium, which was all the sacrifice, which is a basic, where the Lord today. Now this is struggle. Agent because of this is small thing. I tell him the Gakajani in the Canada kitchen. Who even made on blackmail, on go yoshi. My neighbor, Nabatia, you take a little na media. I was saying, I was in Nigeria life. Don't look making on my distance. But they'll be a check cleaner. So for that one, I realized that my mistake. They made a big mistake for that. And I can just say, I'm sorry. Now, I told me my cable, my Disney fundraising because it's I kick him out. Then I kick him out. And my Disney fundraising. Or Miss was negative, come on, because also say now, na media. So see now, na media, you are there, so we get on fundraising, I don't know fundraising, no, which I was on now. So, all members play, I want to name is Menka, thank you very much. And upon that Spang again.
Hello?
Very, very sorry. Thank you. Baby.
All right, I have not listened to other voices, so I'm not going to play those ones. But when you listen to her, you'll find out that the exact word, if Young Biko used in that her program to explain Erewa, is the word Adadioramma is using here. Exact word. Onye mechanka, menko. The same word Carolina used, that I'm breaking people's heart. I don't know whether what they want is when somebody try to destroy this government, I should allow the person so that I will not break the heart of the person. Nothing concerns me and them, and we don't have anything in common. So if they begin to go astray, to go out there to destroy what they help in building, I should now begin to praise the person so the person will continue to do it what she's doing. This woman, Adadioramma, I have warned her secretly more than 10 times, more than 10 good times, not to attack anybody in this cabinet. And what they do is to attack those who are doing something more than them. She told me how the finance minister is being sponsored by the Nigeria government. The same accusation against Ngozi Orongozi. The same accusation against any other person. Like you see, you hear her, she's saying about Raf Ajare, how Raf Ajare called me a criminal and still forgive him and all that. So they want to, at this point of this agitation where we are today, I should continue to be distracted by them. And then the other woman, Carolina, you see, she laid curse on herself, not on me. She said that we are going to cry. I don't know whether she is the God that is going to make me cry, or whether she is the servant of the God that is going to make me cry. But let me tell her, I have seen people that is more than her, not in the struggle, elsewhere. And if her pastor is a witchcraft pastor that is going to make me cry, I want to see that cry. Let me see whether he is God and my own God, who is more superior. I don't look for people's trouble. But let me tell you, do not look for mine, because you will never survive and you will never live to tell the story. I'm not fighting anybody here, but I cannot be watching while you destroy what you joined, what you were part of, building them. And I don't know why it is always, whenever something good is happening in the struggle, devil will possess some people and they will start attacking some certain people. I know how many times these women have approached me to do this and do that to that person and do this to this person. I don't listen to them because I follow my instincts. And once I am convinced that you are this, I will not look back. And because of the people there, the kind of people there, yesterday I was trying to talk to Adadioramma. She was shouting in that place, and then I have to ask them to remove her. I'll actually remove her myself from the meeting. So these are not the kind of people I will not come here now and ask questions. Why did you say what you said? Because it's a waste of time. And I cannot be in the same place with people who have this kind of bitterness. She said, she told Ngozi Orabeze that she can never forgive me. You heard it from the voice. That she told COS that she can never forgive me. And this kind of person is having meeting with me. And every time I will come, and she will say, oh, my peer, but she is saying that she can never forgive me for what I don't know. From the beginning, I don't know, from the beginning of this whole thing, you are part of the Umuada. From the time, the beginning till now, and you know how this woman jumped all the hurdle up to this point. If I have wanted to punish her for many things that went wrong, she wouldn't be in this government by now. But she managed, and she's here. Now she is accusing me of, I don't know what I did to her. You know, Umada. From Umada till now, which many people collected sanction from Umada. Rose was suspended on Umada. Judith was suspended on Umada. If Owubiko and her group was suspended, she was biggest part of it. She scaled through that hurdle, and she came here to now make a voice. How I suffered her in Umada. I don't know what, how that actually happened. So the point now is that because of the level this liberation is at this point, we don't want to entertain any distraction at all. She wants to get a rest, and that rest she will get. Adadioramma, from the voice note and the warning I've given to her over 10 good times, she continued to go outside there to castigate the members of the cabinet. So it's as if she is going to enjoy more of the media war and the media castigation. That's what she has chosen. I believe she's here. So if that's what she has chosen, I'm going to give her 4 weeks. 4 weeks suspension. She can go to media and fight Ogenkere, fight the COS, fight anybody, fight me too. She have the right to do that now. But let me tell you one thing. If you castigate anybody in this cabinet, you will never come back to this government. From today, you are suspended for 4 weeks. The same thing is applicable to Carolina. Carolina is on definite suspension until I'm convinced that her mental health, psychologically, everything is balanced before she will come back. And after that, if she's ready to come back, she's going to contact Maduabum, that she's ready to come back. But that will happen after 4 weeks. And the suspension is indefinite, so that she will not have blood pressure on this government. The thing is that the time we are now, if you are not ready to take heat of what comes from it, you better give way now. You better resign now, because people have died. Your own is only blood pressure. You don't know the blood pressure I have. You don't know what I'm going through as a person carrying all this thing in my head. So if you're having a blood pressure, resign now and take good care of yourself, because more heat is coming. A few weeks ago, I was telling people, since we have made a pronouncement of the declaration of Biafra, every arsenal will be released. And that's what is happening now. Today, they have printed flyers, my picture, my child picture, and they are sharing it everywhere. Nigeria military sharing it in Biafra land. And this is just the beginning. More are going to come. Everything that Nigeria know they are going to do it. And these people, what they do is to gather in their small circle and be causing confusion here and there. Adadioramma go to her program and start talking as if there is a war in the cabinet. They are creating this kind of, they're creating this kind of scene for people that are viewing them to think that, oh, there is nothing in this government, there is nothing wrong with anybody in this government. Somebody cautioned you yesterday that you are interrupting I don't know, and that is the right thing. She was talking and you are interrupting her. There's something they have cautioned you about me when I'm talking, especially on an important outing. Don't interrupt me. You continue to do that, and then you take offense. Okay, was correcting you that allow I don't know who to talk. so that we can hear what she's saying. After that, you can do whatever you want to do. You were interrupting her when she was talking. You were talking. Nobody hear what she was saying. And I don't know who being an elder. We have a policy here. Whenever she is talking, nobody should interrupt her. You came and you started interrupting her. And they try to correct you. You pick offense because you already have bad malice against Oge. And every other person you have malice against. Only Samanepa is the good person. It's a lie. If you respect Samanepa, you respect those that Samanepa appointed.
Good evening, the sons and daughters of Rising Sun. Good evening to you all. Hello to you, unu ama m unu na-eche. Ana m ekele Sam Jackson. Asị m gị ndewo. Chuka Francis ndewo. Ana m ekele Sam Eze Ife ndewo. Ana m ekele Emeka Ajunwa aka ndewo. Ụmụnne m, enwere ihe unu na-amaghị m chọrọ igwa unu today about Imam Maduabum. Imam Maduabum the worse than Boko Haram. Imam Maduabum the worse than other bandits. Believe me. Imam Maduabum wụ ele ihe a na-akpọ datin aha. Enwere ihe a na-akpọ ya ọsọ. Enwere otu ndị Igbo si ekwu datin. A na-akpọ ya uguru ihe na-ata mmadụ n'okpuru. Enwere ihe na-ata gị n'okpuru like this. Ị ga-ama na datin na-ata gị. This Imam Maduabum a nọ here. Ihe a otu mma m nwere ike isi wepụta nwude ya. Imam Maduabum oya nwa ụdị here. This okenye arụrụ ala. This evil man here. This man. Oh, an evil man. Oh, okenye arụrụ ala. I believe na afụ ya ọfụma. Oh, Imam Maduabum dị here. You want to ignite. Onye a evil man. Onye a with the eyes of GOS. Oh, ndị confirm hardcore IPOB. Batara n'ime nwere onwe anyị a destroy ya. Enwere ndị ga-ajụ m how. Number one, unu furu ihe merenụ maka oge nkere. Unu ga-echeta na datina Imam Maduabum yanwa na-enye oge ekere. Ihe ndị ahụ oge ekere na-eji na-ekwu, I speak with my prime minister today. He asked me how am I doing? How is my family doing? Imam Maduabum wụ onye na-enye ya that update. Imam Maduabum wụ onye gara aga were gaga kpọta that woman aha, that ex-wife our prime minister aha. Imam Maduabum onye gara aga kpọta that ex-wife our PM. Ọ wụ Imam Maduabum. Ọ tụrụ Imam Maduabum ka nwaanyị aha jiri bịa ndị arọbishie ya. Ọ tụrụ Imam Maduabum. Okay, now watch now. Ijukwuru onwe gị, how come Ugo 247 chiri baiga na CRC after he niile o kwuru? Ijukwuru onwe gị how far? Ijikwa how come Chief Survivor si baiga na Imam Maduabum is a fool. Unintelligent professor at 70. Sam ndewo. He's an evil man. Iji oto Chief Survivor ha si gakwa again ga baiga na CRC. Imam Maduabum the worst than even this other bandit. O meghe ka ya na afụ gị anya. Imam Maduabum a na-afụ ihe omega anya, but Imam Maduabum the worst. Imam Maduabum chọrọ ilegide this our beautiful country mebiere anyị ya. But ihe ọ marakwa, ihe ọ na-amaghị that now one old fool or one old guy man na-enweghị ọ ya emenwu ndị and ihe omenu ala nwaanyị ka nwaanyị ke ya. yo menu man nwaanyị ka nwaanyị kacha ha niile onye na-agbaghara ha menu man nwaanyị ka nwaanyị na-ede ihe niile their effort rọbishie ha onye ha na-amaghị this Imam mmadụ abụ ọwa an evil man believe me ọwa an evil man gaghị eche enyi ya jụọ unu si ene otu chuk survivor siri gawazie na CRC edu otu ugo dere resign data na ọ chọrọ igi fesi family ya si gawa na CRC bụrụ gịnị chetakwa na ugo kwuru maka CRC ugo tell everybody how eji dissolve all the CRC how eji mecha ihe niile imagine today ugo nọ there the chief survivor nọ there unu jukwara why this Imam mmadụ abụ this man enu hụrụ as na a 70 years old man or an evil man or a destiny killer but him ga-agwa ya wụ na mo take the time arụrụ and ya ọ ga-anwere ya at this age ọ nọ ọ na-ezuzu ihe ọ na-ezuzu mo take the time Imam mmadụ abụ ọ ga-eri isi gị enwe onye ọpụta ndekwenụ ya anya unu afụ ya onye nwa dị ihe a enwe onye ọbụla pụtara na ibi megide nwụrụ nwaanyị a ahụ ga-afụ ụfọ ọgwụla sọsọ ihe m ga-agwa Imam mmadụ abụ enweghị m dị na anụ na mmadụ dịgide bad this Imam mmadụ abụ ọ dịgide bad the man jọrọ njọ ọjọọ an evil man ịjụkwa ajụjụ si gịnị mere nwa ọ mụrụ amụ our prime minister dị how many years ma sọ ihe Imam mmadụ abụ abide mụọ ụmụ ọsọsọ amị ọmụta na our prime minister akụ ifuru ide anya our prime minister na-eri ya to show you how evil this Imam mmadụ abụ ugwu to show you how evil kemgbe aha ya mamụ na watch kemgbe Imam mmadụ abụ hapụrụ oge ekere onweta n'onwe ya oge kere abịakọ na our PM send message our PM do this that our PM do that oge kere enwetaghị hezi ochie ebe a Imam mmadụ abụghị onye ndegiri ihe niile anyị mege na-achọ imebishi ya but nobody knows this old fool unu ọ ga-adị surprise but unu afụgaghị ya na social media onwe platform no you don't have to wait until he get platform you mgbe ọ ka onwe platform no you don't have to wait until you onwe platform this man was an evil man I know what I'm saying Franklin nwe obodo ndewo good evening chukwu gozie gị good evening they will all reap what they sow soonest by the grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama. He say. Believe me, this Imam mmadụ abụ jụọ watch anụ kemgbe ahụ si hapụ oge ekere ọbịakwa na bịa sị my PM asịkwa is this man this evil man this agent ịma mgbe one woman mere mistake kpọọ ya senior advocate of Nigeria some people feel na that thing no egwuregwu ọwụghị egwuregwu ka ọwụ confirm senior advocate let me find that thing and show you people mgbe a kpọrọ ya senior advocate of Nigeria ọ na-efile na ọwụ egwuregwu that thing awụghị egwuregwu ọ were reality the guy was an evil man and no useless man destiny killer chukwu ya akpọ ọkụ this Imam mmadụ abụ chukwu ya akpụ ya ọkụ Imam mmadụ abụ a chukwu ya akpụ ya ọkụ unu ga-afụ ya senior advocate of Nigeria enwere ebe that woman kpọrọ ya senior advocate of Nigeria From here, June. This Imam Madabu is an evil man. 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 Omo ga put you very soon. Omo ga put you very soon. This Imam Madabu. Omo ga put you very soon. Oh, an evil man. Oh, an evil man. Look at them. Unafuha. Unafu kahadi. Destiny killers. Destiny killers. Ndị ọjọọ. Destiny killers. Otu nga ka anyị nọ. Unu ga-afụ otu ha niile ga-eji ala wee zere mmiri. Ka ha na-agba gọọmenti anyị mgba. Ha niile ha ga-eji ala wee zere mmiri. Ọ na ihe m ga-agwa ha. Ka ha na-agbaga gọọmenti anyị mgba. Ha niile ha ga-eji ala wee zere mmiri. Ha ga-eji ala wee zere mmiri. Na ụmụnne m ihe ndị Fulani mega ndị mmadụ na. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. Chukwu gozie gị. 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 Ụmụnne ihe ndị Fulani mega ndị mmadụ na. Ifo masọ ha na-ezi ihe ezi. Ọ maka ezi ha ndị a na YouTube ihe a. YouTube ebiri nge ya down. Unu fụ ka ndị Fulani unu fụ ka ndị Fulani chakọtụ ndị mmadụ olu. Chineke na yọjọs nọ metụ Donald Trump aka ka ọ bịa zụọ ụmụ ya. Ọgwụ dasọ n'ọkụ mmadụ ya enwe. Today na ebure full bus n'ọrịa gaga Lagos eburucha ha niile. Eburu ha niile. But a ga-esi oyi ebe akọtụra ndị mmadụ isi. I get show you winning here. I'm not going to show am here. I'm going to show you winning here about to get them mad issue. Unnemu. Here megu ubua. Onye ebe na kwesịrị na ekpe ekpere ka Donald Trump bịa ọsịsọ n'ebe azụ ụmụ ya ndụ. Enwere onye Igbo akọtụrụ isi ya kọtụ ọya ụkwụ ya. Chai.
Wepụ aka n'ihu. Anyị bụ ndị Naịjirịa.
Onwe gwara anyị na ị na-ebe a na onwe nwanne anyị nwoke na-ebe a na ejisi ka ebe mmadụ.
I thought it was a joke. Echekwa m n'ihe egwuregwu.
Ka afọ gị? Ifeanyị. Onye ebe ka ebe?
Enugu steeti.
Enugu steeti. Ka emezie nke gị nwere nọ n'ime ọfịa dị na ịgụnagoro ebe ị nọ.
Ebe anyị nọ dị dangerous o, kwe nwere idea.
Wentịrụ gị.
Isi bụ onye Enugu steeti. Kesa dị onye Enugu steeti.
Nkanụ. Ka emezie ihe debezi gị na-ede ọnọdụ.
Lekwa akpa ya ahụ, lekwa akpa ya ahụ.
Ede ebe ọ na-alala.
Ọnọdụ chọfụ m n'ụlọ na nso.
Adịma wee ntonu gị.
My landlord chọpụ m n'ụlọ.
Wee ntonu adịma na
One place to go, so that's when we are ebe a. Ụbọchị ole ka ị nọbere ebe a? I'm over like a week now. You have been here for a week?
Hey!
Here.
Ị nwere ọrụ ị na-alụ?
Ọrụ na-ara kwụsịgo m dọrọ, asị m stop.
Ka emezie eji kwụsị gị ọrụ? Akwụkwọ gị ụgwọ.
Welite ihu gị elu. Ka m etu esi enyere gị aka. No mmadụ sike n'ụlọ onye Naịjirịa nọ ebe a.
Anyị na-emekwa ngafe so asara na onwe ya. So we have to park and come and know what is the problem.
Ka ebe onye nwanne anyị nwoke na ihe emene.
Ka ebe ị na-ebe esi nri ka mmadụ bụ iri gị.
Mmadụ butere n'ụlọ gị. Ọ na-akwụsị okwu ike. Oduga ka ị nọrọ obodo a?
2 months. 2 years. Ị nọgo 2 years ka emezi na ị nwere ego iji akwụ ụgwọ ụlọ iji ruo nke ị chụpụrụ ya bụrụ ebe a ka ị ebi. we into one now. It's not getting me.
A lot of story involved. When they gonna have no. But some of it.
I get up there, another child, and they
Ebe anyị na-adịrọ mma, ebe anyị na-adịrọ mma, ebe anyị na-adịrọ mma, ebe anyị na-adịrọ mma. Ebe anyị na-adịrọ mma. Ha ebere m aka, anyị bere m aka.
Since neighbor on your Enugu State, which local government?
Olekwenye parents gị na ụmụnne gị na
ụmụnne gị na ngwa ndị bụ na contact go.
I want a phone. I want to get contact.
You want a phone? Why don't you use a Ghana call center? One number, huh? Ijile ego.
Ihe abụka nnukwu nsogbu. Ihe abụka nsogbu. Olee ihe bụ your plan?
Ka ihe chọkwa n'ime na. Eche na chi azụ. To buy. Ịnakwa mba ya nwa the best option. Buy adịla mma na. Ọ bụkwa tiketi gara n'ọnụ. Libe nne gị ya ka ịdị ka dị chatakwuru ka mmadụ ka ịdị daa alụ. Since how many days ka ịsara alụ?
Every 4 days, 3 days.
4 days or 3 days. Mana a na-agwa ụfọdụ ndị be anyị eche ime travel make inquiry first ka ị mara ebe ị na-aga.
From the right source.
Agent gị kwana ịgwagwagwa agent gị gwa na ya ka isi nọrọ. Ị nwere phone. Ọ nwere onye ọzọ anyị ji eme vidio na ọka itinye na platform a yọtago ka ama ka a ga-esi nyere gị aka. Yọtago. So wentị ilu gị elu ka a na-afụ gị at least ọnwa ya ma gị amara yọtago. MS n'ifere wentị ilu gị elu. Anyị na-eme ngafe so one man sa na onwe ya ebe. So asị ka anyị mara anyị nwa bụ ndị Anambra steeti. Atọ ofe Igbo bụ Igbo ayọtago. So don't worry, anyị enyere gị aka yọtago.
Ha ya chetu esinyere gị aka bụ na platform etinye gị ka mmanụ ka esi agbatara gị
nri na-eri.
Iji na-erikwukwa ezigbo nri. Anụ adịkwa n'elu na-eri.
Erigo nri wee kwuo okwu ịta anụ.
Ọnọdụ gị adịrọ mma n'ahụ. A ga-agba mbọ.
Ijikwa paspọtụ gị? Ijikwa paspọtụ ọ dị n'ime akpa gị? Na paspọtụ ya dị na-abịa.
Ọ ga-ebusiri ha niile. Mgbe aka ga-enyere gị na ahụ ị ga-eso anyị wee lawa ebe anyị bi. Ọ dịkwa riski mana
anyị ga-ama ka ya
ga-esi wee take the risk.
Emesizi etinye vidio gaa na platform ama ka esinyere gị aka.
Ndị na-achọkwa n'ibi obodo ka ha ngwa n'etu ha si abịa bifo mmadụ a na-aga obodo ọ jụghị ese mana obodo ya na-aga etu o si wee na-ega. Ụmụ ụfọdụ a na-anasịrị ego na-akpata ha obodo enweghị ihe a na-arụbeti abịaghị a enweghị ihe a ga na-arụ atọrapụ ha
egodo ebe ọ nọ
n'ime ọfịa.
Ọnwalụ anyị etinye vidio na platform ka ama aka ga-esiri eziri gị ego.
Isoro anyị laba.
O kwesịrị eche na ị ka makwa ụzọ bụ unu. So iluo Naijiria ịma ụzọ bụ unu. Ọnwa nọmba ụmụnne gị bụ n'isi. Any of your ọnwalọ.
Ilugo nwaanyị? Ilube nwaanyị? Ọtakịrị okoro.
Ahụ one ka ị dị? 30 years.
Just a hustle.
Gwa gị na ụmụ nnụnụ bịagodo anya n'ebe mmadụ nọ.
Ebe anyị nọ dịkwa risk. Chijere abalị
ka gị si alalụ ebe a n'abalị. Ị na-eji ihe akọba onwe gị. Nwa mmiri. Ancha niile bụ ebe obodo onye agwa obodo ebe adịrị izi ọ sị gị na ọchị ebia. Ihe na-eme ha bụ na ịgwa ha sị gị ọ dịrị izi mana ị na-ebe aha. So
ebu ego.
Wow. Ndị be anyị na-afụgo onye a akpọrọ gị ka o soro anyị naba. Ọsa nke bụ arụ ịkwa ka mmadụ. Sisaida. See post etinye vidio gaa na ụfọdụ ndị be anyị nyere gị aka ndị o metụtara n'obi nyere gị aka gbara gị tiketi na-alụgodo ụlọ. Ịghọtago? Tọn emezina ifere. Emezina ifere na nnekwute ọfịa ọ nọ n'ime ya. Sisaida.
Ọ dịghị izi. ọ dịghị izi ọgwụ ụmụ Igbo na-ata afụfụ n'obodo oyibo ọ ya wee ịfụ ya a na-eme ka ihe dị mma ịfụ ndị ọjọọ ha na-agba ha na-eme mgba ụmụ Igbo na-ata afụfụ n'obodo oyibo akụ na-afụ ya ịma mmadụ abụ na ebe ọ nọ na-edestroyi thousands of people life emegide ka ihe ọ na-adị mma ha na-edestroyi emegide ka ha dị mma ha na-edestroyi emegide deni ya enwe onye ga-ahụcha ịdị ihe a na enwe onye ga-ahụcha ịdị ihe a gị bịa hụ onye chọọ ka o destroy ihe nwere onwe ya gị chọọ ka onye ahụ ya ọ dị ndụ ekwesịrị nke ọbụla ịma mmadụ abụ na egide ya na jọs nọ napụ ya ndụ ya n'ike believe me ịma mmadụ abụ daman wee vụ ama ya mana nga anyị riri today ma sọ ọhịa ịma mmadụ abụ nwere sensị ọ ga-arịsị ọ ga-ekere gịnị warantịrị gị ịwụ acting prime minister gịnị warantị gị ji ga stop up these boys ọrụ si ha mere anything ọ ka iwee fụ ịma mmadụ abụ unu echefula na-eti gị anya onye ọbụla efile n'ọwa Adauche enweghị ihe ọma onye ka ha wụ just normal a harlot nogodo under mess ịma mmadụ abụ the evil or the evil ị na-anụ evil ịma mmadụ abụ ekwafu afọ ụmụ Igbo ọtaga enwe onye ọ dịrị izi were godo Romijus as example Romijus na-awagharị n'ime ọhịa bụtụ onye nwa ji aka ya tigo onwe ya n'ọnọdụ ọnọ because of amaghị ihe ya nwaanyị ọnọkọta nwaanyị edisivuo ya nwaanyị disikwa ya na na innocent woman nwaanyị pụta na ọ nọ in a mess na enegodi condition ya na-eburu ya mmasị na ọ ga-anọ n'elu na aga na worship ya ka chi then nwaanyị ahụ anọ like that mmadụ worship gị ka chi gị kwe gị nọ like this a na-worship gị ka chi a na-worship gị ka chi gị dịrị happy after gị chef ime obelivu na enwe onye nna na-ekwekwe chefukwere m ịkpọkwata nne aha today kwacha Chineke m echefukwere m ịkpọkwa ya today mmechakwa m akpọwa ya nkwukwe na ote mmechakwa m echefuo na eburu ya mma na a ga na-awọshipụ ya awọshipụ enweghị mmadụ na-aga afụ ịma mmadụ abụ ụmụnne m ekwesịrị nke ọbụla ahụrụ ịma mmadụ abụ eme ya ihe a na-eme onye ochi believe me ekwesịrị nke ọbụla ahụrụ ịma mmadụ abụ eme ihe a na-eme onye ochi ụmụnne m ma asị ha kidnap mere this man
John, you and the organization from USA, the persecuted,
equipping the persecuted.
Equipping the persecution. I've seen your donation through the air with other people's donation. And I say I will use the money in the right way. This brother, we are just saying, go and finish. Already 300,000 has been deposited. So now we are adding another one. That is to take you and beloved brothers. I'm dedicating this money that is here. Is over 200,000. So and this is what we go and deposit and see what we can do later.
ụmụnne m masị ndị iberibe a ndị bandit a ndị Boko Haram a ekidnap bụle this man wụ onye kwesịrị mgbe ọbụla mmadụ chọrọ inye tait ọ nwoke a ka ekwesịrị na-enye tait onye ọbụla nwere tait inye ma ị chọghị inye ya ndị less privilege orphanage home gị were ya nye this man ọ dịs ndị ochie n'ụhụrụ si ha wụkwa ka nwekwere niile ha nwere odozukwa ekwesịghị na-enye tait gị ma a sị ha kidnap bụ na this man mgbe ọbụla ha mere atenti ha ji Chineke this man survive ọhịa erelizie ya onye ọbụla chọrọ inye tait Ikenna Chike ndewo maazị maazị Ikenna ndewo nwoke awụ onye kwesịrị mgbe ọbụla ị chọrọ inye tait all this kind of man ka ekwesịrị na-enye tait ndị ọzọ so na ha wụ man of God ha wụ jos ndị oshi enwe man of God ha wụ ndị oshi ndị iwu ha na-egbu kristian ha ndị ka na open mouth to talk ndị ọzọ ndị oshi ebe ọbụla erelizi Chineke mebe nwoke a erelizie this man ha kidnap ndị ya ha kidnap na the man ọ dị very painful ha kidnap ndị ya all this man na Ezekiel maazị Reverend Ezekiel ọ bụ onye aka ekwesịrị inye tait believe me but ha kidnap ndị ya but ọ sị mgbe ọbụla ekidnap na onye ọbụla edisabụkwa na onwe ya ebe echi ga-echewara nsọ na ahapụ ya onye ka anyị na-ekpegbe Chineke na mee Trump nnọọ ya ọbịa nnọọ bịa gbuoro anyị ọgụ a ọgwụ na nnọọ ihe ndị a kọtụrụ ndị mmadụ ha ji mma na-ebe mmadụ olu ma sọ ihe m ga-eji nwunye ahịa ụmụnne m gara izu unu pụta gị ma ezi nwunye ahịa m si ha ndị ahịa akpa m gị hụ na YouTube ebiri nge ya down na ga ahụzi ihe gbasara YouTube again mgbe m gara izu unu ya otu esi ebege ndị mmadụ olu Ezinne Chinyere ndewo olee otu i mere in the morning.
So in this class, we are going to look at what is in the letter. We're going to read it line by line, line by line, line by line, line by line, line by line. We go read and until we finish up. Okay? Now it brings us come this class. Sekano wrote Donald Trump. What he write? The news they everywhere. Premium Times reported it. The Guardian reported it. Daily Post reported it. Even BBC. What is in Kano's letter to Trump? I went to his lawyer's page. Alo Ejimako. Now the letter be this. Where write Trump from DSS lockup. As you can see, this is the beginning of the letter. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu detained at State Security Services SSS headquarters Abuja, Nigeria, in care of Alo Ejimako of Counsel. His lawyer's address, this is the date, this is Donald Trump's address, delivered through Embassy of the United States. Couple the address of the embassy. Okay? He write the letter via his lawyer. His lawyer called carrier give America embassy. Make una help now the Kanu send and go give Donald Trump. Say he get what he want tell him. Okay? This is the first part because the text they tiny. I not copy them, zoom them so that You and me, we dey read am together, okay? We go start with this one. Your Excellency, I extend warm greetings to you in the name of the Judeo-Christian faith and values we both hold dear. As a practicing Jew and a believer in the Judeo-Christian heritage that shaped Western civilization, I was honored to attend your campaign event in January 2020. So you can see your bold declaration on October 31st, 2025 that the United States is prepared to act militarily accord aid if Nigeria fails to protect its Christian population has ignited hope in the hearts of millions who have been abandoned by the world. He first praised them. Okay, you have seen the truth. First time wey Kanu dey agree with somebody. Christians in Nigeria face an existential threat. I write to you now to reveal that this genocide is not confined to the north. As I said, we all enter the same ship where the Middle Belt people go enter, escape, get the point now. It has metastasized into the Igbo heartland where Judeo-Christians are being systematically exterminated under the guise of counter-terrorism. I don't finish that part. This is another one. We'll go read this one. That is the one that follow the first one. I am Nnamdi Ukukanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, a peaceful, non-violent civil rights movement rooted in Judeo-Christian principles. Since 2015, I have survived 4 documented assassination attempts by the Nigerian state. On the 20th June 2021, I was forcibly adopted from Kenya, act that violated Kenya and international law, as condemned by a Kenya High Court ruling, petition number this of 2021. Despite this ruling, I was illegally transported to Nigeria and thrown into solitary detention in Abuja without a valid substitute charge, and for the sole crime of defending my people's right to life, faith, and self-determination under international law. On October 13th, 2022, the Court of Appeal in Abuja, with this number, discharged and acquitted me of all charges, ruling that my rendition was illegal and unconstitutional. We'll go to the next part. Ruling that my rendition was illegal or constitutional and a gross violation of international law. The court ordered my immediate and unconditional release, yet I remain in solitary detention over 1,596 days since my adoption. He dey tell the story wetin don go through. The Nigerian government defied its own judiciary, refusing to release me as ordered. I was never released, so there was no rearrest, only continued unlawful imprisonment in blatant violation of constitutionally protected double jeopardy, safeguards under section 36(9) of the 1999 Constitution and Article 7(2) of the Africa Charter. The UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention, opinion about this, declared my continued imprisonment arbitrarily, unlawful, and politically motivated. This is not justice. This is state capture of the rule of law to silence a Judeo-Christian voice. A hidden genocide against Judeo-Christians in eastern Nigeria. The same extremist-backed forces you have condemned in the north, Boko Haram, ISWAP, and Fulani militias, operate with state in the southeast and Igbo-speaking territories of Benue, Kogi, and Delta. But here, the Nigerian military itself is the primary perpetrator, shaded by false narrative that blames victims. These atrocities are irrefutably documented. He called a list them. Ukpo Biafra Heroes Day Massacre, 30th May 2016. Amnesty International 2016, they reported at least 150 peaceful Christian worshippers killed, bodies dumped in rivers. US Special Rapporteur Agnes Callamand, she said this: security forces opened fire on demonstrators at St. Edmund's Catholic Church. At least 60 killed, over 70 injured. Inter-Society 260 field report, another group, true death toll exceeds 900. With mass graves across the church area near Onitsha. This was not a clash, it was a massacre of worshippers commiserating their falling. Number 2, National High School Aba Massacre, 9th February 2016. Amnesty International, they thought say 22 killed on site, 13 bodies exhumed from a borrow pit near Aba Port Harcourt Road. US Special Rapporteur Agnes Callamand, with this number, also said Biafra supporters gathering were fired upon by Nigeria soldiers. The third one where he write, Operation Patton Das, 1st, 12th, and 14th of September 2017. Amnesty International 2025. Now they drop this one. That is Amnesty International. A deadly reign of impunity. 150 plus killed in Umuahia and Afara Uku, home of IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. UN expert, paragraph 51, show evidence of use of lethal force, enforced disappearances, assassination attempt at that site unacknowledged by government. 4. Obigbo massacre, October 2020. Amnesty International, at least 30 civilians killed, including children, mass burials, rape used as weapon. A Christian town was punished for protesting police brutality. The next one, Port Harcourt, Igocha, Trump Solidarity Rally, 20th January, IPOB eyewitness accounts and local reports. Hundreds of Judo-Christian supporters gunned down by soldiers under Islamist sympathetic command. They came to celebrate your inauguration, Mr. Trump. They were met with bullets. The architects of these crimes, Lieutenant General Toku Yusuf Buruta, former Chief of Army Staff. In 2021, President Buhari appointed him ambassador to Benin, granting him diplomatic immunity to evade ICC prosecution. This is state-sponsored impunity on a genocidal scale. Weaponization of insecurity to demonize IPOB. Since my illegal rendition, Nigeria has declared IPOB a terrorist organization despite zero evidence of violence confirmed by U.S. State Department 2021. Orchestrated unknown gunmen attacking state-backed militants, then blamed IPOB. Killed over 2,000 Igbo youths in counter-terrorism operation. Ita Society 2021 to 2025. They give references. This is Rwanda's playbook. Create chaos, blame the victim, justify extermination. A call to you, President Trump. You said America will act. Now is the moment. I respectfully urge you to launch a US-led independent inquiry into state-sponsored massacres of Judo-Christians in eastern Nigeria, with full access to mass graves, military logs, and survivor testimonies. 2. Convening emergency congressional hearings on the Igbo Christian genocide, featuring the 13th of October 2022 Court of Appeal judgment discharging me disobeyed by the government. UN Calaman's report on Aba and Ukpo, Nigeria's defiance of its own constitution. 3. A post-targeted Magnitsky assertion on Lieutenant General Toku. I'm sorry to laugh. Kanu will never forgive this guy. He will never forgive you. Bruta, he will never forgive. Lieutenant General Toku Bruta, ambassador to Benin. I don't know whether I see the ambassador to Benin. Current DSS Director General Yusuf Bichi is not the correct. Maybe he no say they DSS custody. No this thing. Southeast military commanders implicated in Obigbo. 4. Support an internationally supervised referendum on self-determination for the Igbo people. The only peaceful path to end this cycle of violence, as affirmed by the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, Article 20. This is the last part. In closing, Mr. President, history will judge us by what we do when genocide knocks. You have the power to stop a second Rwanda in Africa. One tweet, one session, one inquiry could save millions. I remain steadfast in peace, faith, and non-violence, even from a prison cell. IPOB rejects every form of violence. We seek only justice, truth, and freedom. May the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who delivered Israel from Pharaoh, grant you wisdom and courage to deliver his people once again. A court closer with deepest respect and urgent hope because Sana Mazi Nnamdi Ukwu Kanu, leader indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, prisoner of conscience, DSS custody Abuja. He dey give his address where he dey now. Discharged by Court of Appeal 13th October 2022. Release order disobeyed. 4-time survivor of state assassination attempts. Eclosures wetin he put with the letter. Nigeria Court of Appeal judgment. Full test condemning rendition and Barry trial. Federal High Court of Nigeria judgment condemning rendition and detection. UN Kalama report gave the number. Except on Aba and Ukpo. Amnesty International, bullets were raining everywhere. 216. Another one he put. Ita Society, all the things he referenced, he also put them. All the references. He backed them all with the document. Carry on. I don't know how they do it. The lawyer will give US embassy. Maybe a pan. Sent to Trump. What do you think? I don't get any comment. Now let her call read for this class. Whatever is your comment, drop it in the comment section. Don't forget to like.
That is Ohamadike ndị Igbo. God must surely answer your prayer. The prayer ị na-ekpe mgbe ọbụla ka Trump na-emepe the thing gụọ ọ ga-ehit ya n'obi kpam. You will be free. You will be free. You will be free. You will be free. Trump ọ bụrụ mmanụ bịa mịnwa ahụ bịa mịnwa mmanụ na ala Biafra enweghị anyị ji mmanụ eme enweghị anyị ji mmanụ eme bịa mịnwa biko biko ọ bụrụ mmanụ bịa mịnwa bịa mịnwa o bịa mịnwa ọ bụrụ mmanụ bịa mịnwa emi ndewo ndewo ndewo.
And somehow we seem to also be buying into all this falsehood. Sometimes I imagine when you see people celebrating when they are failures, it's only someone who doesn't really know what's going on that want to believe or want to pray for his country to fail. Forgetting the fact that if your country fails, which means you have equally failed. And if your security forces fail, especially your armed forces, I don't know which country you will have to stand with. First and foremost, we must look at ourselves as Nigerians.
Imagine country that cannot defend the citizen. Imagine country that cannot defend the citizen. Anaghị efọ ya na-afọ mmadụ ngwanụ believe me ụmụnne m enweghị ndị kwesịrị na-eshi oyi unu Oliver ndewo good evening Maazị ndewo enweghị kwesịrị na-eji unu fụ guys ndị ọ dị ka the thing ka nọ ọ dị ka Trump ọjọsụ n'okwu okwu aha these people ha dịzie worst Trump dị ka ha okwuru okwu aha these people dịzie worst ị na-anụ na mmadụ dị worst ha dịzie worst. Richard ndewo Richard Onyeka ndewo Chukwu gozie gị. Ọ dị ka Trump ọjọsụ n'okwu dati ndị a dị gịpụ ihe ndị a na-ebe mmadụ hai masị nwere ka m ga-eshi eji unu ya believe unu onye ọbụla nọ ebe ọbụla nọ na minọgụ obodo oyibo ịnụ na zoo ịnụ na ala Biafra you need to be very careful. Very, very careful. Imagine countries that cannot protect their own. And they give them mad na ransom. They give them mad. Ma onye na-enwe ị ga-ahụ onye na-enwe dị ka ozi 100,000 and they give them mad na 20 million. Ha naghị ahazi ego na ya mazi nọ ị na-ebe mmadụ. Ai! Enwere ke m fụrụ na ise anya mmiri agbawa m. Believe me, kwesịrị m iji unu ya but ọwụ mmeghara tenti meghara datin hi akpa m now peji achọ ya achọ ọhịa mere awa prime minister just nọ enyi dị m ịjụ nwaanyị ka nwaanyị maka that website aha awa prime minister chọrọ imepe mgbe aha ma onwe otu o siri gbasị ya believe me very important enyi dị ịjụ nwaanyị ka nwaanyị because at least ihe ndị a na-amasị ọhịa anyị nwere our own platform now anyị ga na-eji ihe ndị a masọ ha nwere on our platform anyị ga na-eji ihe ndị a ọbata obi onye mere ọbata obi eji chọrọ ikereti datin chọrọ ime that ihe aha that time aha and also na the thing adị na redio adị that time aha ọ dị thing adịkwala redio adị o edịdị m ịjụ nwaanyị ka nwaanyị maka that site ahụ ọbata obi elu na-eme emeghe mgbe aha mgbe ọbụla nọ bịara ndị aga m ajụgodị ya ma onwe otu o siri nwee connection with onye bidogere ọbata obi site aha because that na-ekwu mana ọ nọ finishing na ọ nọ ebe video call ka ọsọ gọdụ na-eme ya na-epost ya mgbe aha dịtị na-ekwesịrị ịdị ready now at least masị ọha anyị nwere our own website our own media our own social media at least a na-epost ihe ndị a unu ahụ ihe ndị a meghe ai Chineke God get fair people, fair country that cannot protect their own.
And nobody will change Nigeria if not Nigerians. If you sit down to think that any other person will come from somewhere and liberate your country, then you should think twice.
You lie. Trump is coming. Trump is coming to liberate everybody. Trump is coming. Trump is coming. Then now she called NATO. A failure, somebody that cannot even. Oh, Chineke God. He's only that's also on the Biafra in Boko Haram because he won a target. You cannot see this man or the Boko Haram. He not also on the Biafra. Also on the Biafra corner. Joe see bomb niile ahụ na-esende all those people fighter jet ahụ why you send ga here to the Boko Haram so ndị Biafra ka ọ na-esendere ihe.
So that's into all this falsehood. Sometimes I imagine when you see people celebrating when they are failures, it's only someone who doesn't really know what's going on that want to believe or want to pray for his country to fail. Forgetting the fact that if your country fails, which means you have equally failed. And if your security forces fail, especially your armed forces, I don't know which country you will have to stand with. First and foremost, we must look at ourselves as Nigerians. And nobody will change Nigeria if not Nigerians. If you sit down to think that any other person will come from somewhere and liberate your country, then you should think twice. So that is why it's very important for the citizens, renewed agenda citizens.
Imagine the can lie on Ato. He's lying. People should not listen to him. Why are they crying because of Trump is coming? Since you don't believe that nobody will come and deliver them, there is them. Onyoshi. Because of Trump na-abịa, ha na-achọ ka emebie business ha. Agwụ na ego ndị a na-emeki from ndị Boko Haram a. Jụọ Muslim gịnị mere ndị a jiri they cannot go where Boko Haram is ga-ekpochapụ ha, but ha na-abịa mgbe ọbụla na ada Biafra na-achụ Biafra na amị.
Citizens make up the country, and it is citizens that will uplift the country to where they want it to be. If we do not do that, then the country will continue to fail. But this country will not fail because God has blessed this country. If you remember some years back, some countries have predicted that 2015 Nigeria was going to pack up. This is 2025, 10 years later, we're still standing strong and still moving forward. We will continue to shame all those that don't mean us well. I'm standing here today because I had the privilege of being born in Nigeria. I had the privilege of attending my primary secondary school in Nigeria. I went to Nigerian Defense Academy. Vice Admiral Gambo were the ones that brought us up at the academy. When we graduated from MBA, we met generals like Lieutenant General Buratai. My first contact with him was when he was commandant of the Nigerian Army School of Infantry, then as a brigadier general and I was a colonel. Gradually he became the chief of army staff and developed and expanded the Nigerian armed forces because of commitments. I think people don't really understand that the military is a family. And our family transcends.
Military is a family. Who may recruit to get Boko Haram? Hana Ibugande mother. These people don't have anything in army again. Here when Boko Haram, they don't have anything in army again. Can you imagine? Masi Trump abịaghị achọghị Masi Trump ekwu okwu. Ndị ọtụtụ ga-esi gbugide mmadụ. Ai Chineke God. Ụmụnne m mama na-enwe Sharia law. Enwere Sharia court na Abuja FCT. Even ndị afọrọ ndị Arise News si na ha amaghị na enwene. Imagine okay ebe enwene Sharia, ndị Sharia enwene their own law court. Ndị Christian eleku na-emege. Ndị akwado unu si these people just know ha ma eme ha ji mee Muslim ticket ahụ. Ha ma eme ha ji mee Muslim ticket ahụ. akwụna hụ na the result now. Ụmụnne m hụ ga na-ebe ndị mmadụ isi. Enwere ka ụka awụ onye Igbo amamoto si ga-adakịra ndị a. Amamoto si ga-adakịra ndị onye agaghị adakịra ndị a. Ndị ama anya ha bere isi bere iwụkwụ. Na obi ajọka ndị ka na njọ. Obi jọrọ ndị ka na njọ. Ha bere isi. Ife otu esi buru isi ya n'aka buru ụkwụ ya n'aka. Eburu isi ya n'aka. Sorry. Ihe ka a na-ekwede onide. Enwere ihe ọwụwa na-eji akọba the tin ma asọ ọwụ ịkọba bekwedi ya ihe na-afụga ha anya. Ọ ya ka onye anọghị ya na-akụga nọnsensị ọnụ na-akụga. Chineke nna Jos nọ metụ Trump aka n'obi. Bikos ma ọwụ ya unu afụ n'ihi obodo oyibo ọwụgwọ enwekwa onye ọ dịrị izi. Unu afụ mmadụ n'obodo oyibo enwekwa onye ọ dịrị izi. Obodo oyibo adịghịkwa izi. Onwekwa onye ọ dịrị izi. Dịka ugbu oyi na-abịa ịtụ gaasị na anwụ hita na-adị on standby. Ma hita adịghị on ọzi jaketi ka ị ga-abịa yiri n'ụlọ. But to make sure na imete ihe hita ga-adị on. Hit bil be na gị na-eti mkpu. Ọ dịghị izi. Ọ ya ka onye anọ na-akụgaghị ya. Chineke nna Jos na onye ọbụla na-ekpe ekpere ka Trump bịa nnọọ bịa zọọ mmadụ.
It's just friendship. It goes down to family line. And we find out that mostly we know our families, we know our children, we know our parents. That is how we grew up. And so mentorship in the military is unique because it's continuous. Every one of the retired personnel that here has played major roles in our lives, me particularly. Just support your government.
Jụọ m major role na onye a playiri. Jụọ m major role na o playiri. A na-ebi ihe ego ya na-ebuba. A na-ebi ihe ego ya na-ebuba. A na-egbu ndị Kristian. Christopher. A na-egbu ndị Kristian. A na-egbu ndị Kristian. Enweghị ime ga-apụta iketara ndị na-ese ndị trupu na Biafra. N'ifokọs na Biafra. Ndị North enweghị ihe gbasara ha. A na-egbu ha. Gị sende ndị amị ha bịa na-egbu jizi aka ha na-egbuzi ndị mmadụ na Biafra. Na-agba ụlọ ndị mmadụ ọkụ. Ifuru ka ihe na-esiri mee gị today. Ifuru nọ na-adịgide. Iri ụdị 2 years achụpụ gị. Ya wụ ndị ga-ese ndị ha gbuo dị onye isi ọnụ ha.
Because without your support, it's not possible. National security, citizenship, everybody has a role to play. It is when we come together to uphold this that this country will thrive, not allowing the enemy to break into gaps between us. Boko Haram started because we protected them. It started as a small group, and if it had been nipped in the bud, we probably wouldn't have gotten to where we are today. The Lakrawas came in, we brought them in, and we said they are our friends and their families until they started attacking us. The message here is
that Boko Haram will be ha protect ya. Any terrorist ọbụla bịa na ha na-protect terrorist. The ha ketazi na-agazi na Biafra land na-agba ụlọ ndị mmadụ ọkụ. What a shame. They protect Boko Haram terrorists. Ndị ka ọbụla bịa ha protect ya. Ndị ka ọbụla bịa ha protect ya. But today na-efunye ya na. Gee ntị, shameless man. Gee ntị.
When you grow a monster, he grows beyond you and wants to take more from you. So we must learn to say no to monsters. Any evil one that means by planning any evil against this country must never ever be supported, because it is the silence of the majority that gives them that opportunity to grow to who they become. The people must be part of the solution. I always want to remind people that the citizens, that the terrorists survive within the communities. If we allow them, they will thrive. If we disallow them, they will never survive. First and Second World War are very clear. When citizens stood up against the enemy, they didn't give them food, they didn't give them fuel, because sometimes you sit down and think, 16 years we'll be fighting Boko Haram, how have they been surviving? Who has been funding them? These are questions we should ask ourselves. Where are they getting the fuel they're getting? They're getting from us. We have commercial drivers that will go and take full tank, go out, go and siphon fuel and give them. Sometimes they have pre-arranged locations. They siphon fuel in jerrycans, dig holes and drop it and phone them and tell them where the fuel. These are the people that keep them going. So why are we doing this to ourselves? What is the motive? Are you going to be happy if your country fails? You want to be a refugee or an IDP somewhere else? Those are questions we must be able to ask and answer. This is why forums such as this are invaluable.
Akuna fundia. Una fundia. Owu here our Prime Minister Uche Ejiofor Ndewo. What is humble? Do you know that Gumi is now in Turkey? Are you serious? In my knowledge, I was also only Muslim country. I don't know. I'm GM. Also not here. That means interview him and I hear on about that corner name making interview how. That means interview him again on about that corner name making interview. Oh, when I hear Mokobia. Oh, when I hear Kobia. Oh, when I hear Kobia. Oh, when I hear Kobia. Oh, when I target. E when I near. Oh, ndị Igbo. Chai. Ndị Igbo.
They provide a platform for citizens to receive first-hand information from government and security practitioners. Such transparent engagement not only build trust but also counter the void often filled with misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda. At the time when sentiment and perception shape reality, it is vital that we dominate the narrative with facts, clarity, and sincerity. Citizens must hear directly from their leaders, not through distorted third-party sources. Like I said, not many people are happy that Nigeria is still standing strong today. And we seem not to realize that. A lot of people wish us bad, wish that we have disintegrated for their own selfish interests, and we must not allow that. The media environment in Nigeria has changed drastically. The rise of new media has democratized information access and also created opportunities for hate speech, dissent, and manipulated narratives to flourish. Social media. If you notice, most of the videos are being peddled are videos of old or maybe some other countries, and they make it look as if it is true or it is recent. And sometimes we carry the hook, line, and sinker. And the next thing is everybody is insulting, attacking the government or attacking the security forces. Gentlemen, they need your support. Men work on support from the citizens because that is where they get their morale from. If the morale of your troops fails, they will never be able to do their work. And that's why it's important that for whatever we do, we should pray for them, we should support them, we should commend them. They are humans just like every other person. They have families. If we show you pictures of personnel, they have lost breadwinners, lost limbs, lost everything, eyesight, just to defend this country. So sometimes when you go to bed and you lie down and you sleep and you close your eyes and you put your AC or you don't have AC or you sleep and you dream, remember that there are some people that are standing there in their trenches from morning till evening every day to ensure that you are able to go to your room and sleep. They don't have that luxury. They don't have that luxury. We must always remember that it is critical and important that we support them to do what they are doing because they are standing guard for us to be able to enjoy the democracy we're enjoying. And that's very critical. The proliferation of information sources means we must act with urgency to counter harmful content with timely and accurate messaging. Sometimes when you see our reportage, it looks as if we're happy when troops are killed. When we achieve success, it goes quiet. But once a soldier or somebody is killed or something, you will see the flashes. So the tendency is, who are you doing that for? Always remember that if your security forces fail, you don't have a home. You'll be a refugee in somebody else's country. And I don't know if that is what you are praying for. So we must ask ourselves those questions. We in government and the security agencies must seize the opportunity, conventional and digital media as tools of truthfully informing Nigerians about security development, especially during times of crisis. And that is why, since we came on board, we have been open. We have never shied away when we make mistakes. We allude to it and we make a redress. We take action and try to prevent in future, because we are human beings. The good, the bad, and ugly exist everywhere. I remember
Musa ịhụnanị ya nụ ibega hazi akwa Simon ịkpa ibega hazi akwa kemgbe gị na bute ụzọ ọ siri mee ihe unu mere kemgbe unu biri ebute ụzọ ego ya onye unu ji ga-ewere petishọn ọbata obi ya. Ana m na-elu unu. I'm just looking at you people. Ya dịwa, ọ gbara anya mmiri. Then how will the Finland be feeling now? N'ịdị ihe ka meganụ. Kedu otu ha ga-esi efili n'ịdị ihe ka meganụ? Finland, kedu otu unu ga-esi efili n'ịdị ihe ka meganụ now? Ekwe kọntrị unu ga-ageti ihe onwe unu. Kọntrị a na-egbu ndị mmadụ, a na-amapụ mmadụ olu, a na-ebe mmadụ olu. Ọ dị very painful.
We recruit for the society. So we're not recruiting angels. We are recruiting Nigerians. So they will come with the baggage. But the system has a way of identifying them and prosecuting them so that they don't give us bad names. And that's why it's important. Nigerians are security, especially during times of crisis, of course. Such communication must be weighed against what is permissible under national security. But it is possible and necessary to strike a balance. Sometimes when you get information and divulge so early, you might be aiding the enemy unknowingly, thinking that you are looking for front page news so that your editor will give you probably extra bonus, but you are selling your country. So you must always sit down and discern. This information, is it true? Is it timely? Is it when to be released? But have you also clarified about it? Indeed, Nigerians have many questions, some tough, some emotional, some simply seeking clarity. These questions reflect their concern, curiosity, and deep interest in the progress of our nation. That in itself is a strength we must harness. I therefore congratulate the esteemed panelists who will speak today. You have a challenging task ahead of you, but I'm confident that you possess the expertise, wisdom, and courage to engage sincerely. Security remains the most talked about topic across households and media platforms, which makes the expectation from this gathering very high. Now, the question we ask ourselves, how did we get to where we are? We remember some years back, even as junior officers, when we want to travel, we travel at night because we have nothing to be afraid of. How did we allow ourselves to get to where we are? It's a collective responsibility. It's not a matter of pointing fingers at any other person. We all went to sleep when things started falling until where we are today. So if we want it to stop, then we have to walk back to how it is supposed to be. I look at the aspect of looking at Nigerians.
Person hapụrụ Boko Haram ọ ga na-achụ ihe ọ chụgawu Biafra na amị. Hapụ ndị Boko Haram ọ ga na-achụ ndị gbughe mmadụ na ọ chụga Biafra na amị. Ọgwụ na-asọ ihe ọrụ ga. Ifere a na-eme ya. Hapụ Boko Haram ọ ga na-achụ mgbe ọbụla ya ọma na Biafra ọnwụ. Because of ha na-egiri ndị o kwuru ya sị, we and their commanders we have discussing. Anyị ama na ọwụ bute ụzọ ka ya na ha kwụ na-ediscuss ga. Ha bụ ihe ego. Kemgbe anyị hụ ya. onye a hapụ ndị Boko Haram ọ ga na-achụ ihe ọ chụgawu Biafra na amị. Today now Trump abịa n'ebe ịza ekpere ha bido na-akọ nọnsensị juru ha ọnụ. Why did the time ị kwesịrị iji na-achụ ndị a na-egbu ndị mmadụ gị hapụ ya na-achụga Biafra na amị na-achụga Biafra na amị na-achụga Biafra na amị? Ọkụ unu wee fụ Imam Maduabum tupu ya akpọghị ọkụ gị na oge ekere.
Firstly, we must learn to love one another. We must learn to love our country. It's only in Nigeria, sometimes you hear when something happens, Nigeria is bad, Nigeria is terrible, we're this, we're that.
Yeah.
Go to other countries and see what happens.
Imagine.
Where everybody protects its sovereignty, we to go ahead. So these are aspects that we should look at. I look at the aspect of good governance, which is critical. Dividends of democracy, local government autonomy. These are aspects that will help in securing our country. Because if you have a state with 20 local governments and you have 20 local government chairmen working, insecurity is localized. They will individually be able to deal with the security situation within their local government before it comes to the collective as a state. These are aspects that we have to look at. Do we have a comprehensive database as Nigerians? We need a census that will capture every Nigerian.
In Ania, all with the here and I can one, you can one, you mega. All with the here can one, you can one, you mega. On your bunda, if we hear again, the database Biafra. On your bunda, here I am no. Any guy did card, I can't yanoko. Any naba. Again, when you fake here. Ihe anyị na-akpọ kọntrị. Ụmụnne m Biafra ga-ekelebe nwaanyị ka nwaanyị. Ọ Chineke na-arọpụtara anyị ya. Ọ Chineke na-arọpụtara anyị nwaanyị a. Believe me. We are going home. We are going. Ike obodo oyibo agwụna m ụwa. Ọ dịghịzi n'obodo oyibo. Nekwa oyi atụwala now. Heater dị on. Ọ ya mere m ji iwu n'ihe m ji iwu. And ka heater dị on nwanne m. Ego na-aga ego mmadụ ga-eji were nri ego mmadụ ga-eji were na-akwụ bill hita.
In the world, not only in Nigeria. If you go abroad and you do the crime, you will easily be caught. Why? There's a database to fall back on. If you get your picture or your fingerprint on your signature or anything about you, you could be traced. That makes it a lot easier. Do we have that now? Border management is very critical. I've had countries, because of the level of insecurity they had to fence their borders. I know sometimes when you mention, people say, no, it's impossible. Pakistan fenced 1,350 kilometer border with Afghanistan. That was the only time they had peace. Saudi Arabia and Iraq, 1,400 kilometers fenced completely. Can we start thinking of fencing our borders? We have 1,500 kilometers with Niger Republic, 1,900 kilometers with Cameroon. Chad is there. All over us, surrounded by Francophone countries, and the Sahel is heating up. Gentlemen, if we don't do anything, when the Sahel falls, it is Nigeria that everybody is interested in. Because they believe Nigeria is huge, Nigeria is big, Nigeria is rich. And that is what we should start thinking about. How do we secure fully and take control of our borders? It is critical for our survival. It's critical for our sovereignty. We must not shy away from these things. It might be expensive. It will be penny wise, pound foolish if we don't. We must stand up to be counted together as Nigeria for Nigeria. As I conclude, let me once again commend the Director General and the CEO of Voice of Nigeria for the foresight to actualize the important and timely initiative. His ongoing innovation within the Voice of Nigeria, such as the expansion of Voice of Nigeria's international broadcasting to tell Nigeria's story globally, are both commendable and strategic. We must learn to tell our stories. Don't allow anybody to do that. And they say until the day that the lion knows how to speak, the hunter will always tell his own story. It is important. I urge us all to embrace today's conversation with open minds and patriotic hearts. Together, let us.
Nonsense gị gawa. Ịhapụrụ ndị Boko Haram na-achụ ndị Biafra n'amị. Remember that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that Zoo army will come to our land and the north will take over by the terrorists. Always and the north will be taken over by the terrorists.
What the area the IBA can assist. I came from a country that there is absolutely no rule of law, because Lady Helena was talking about protection of judges and lawyers who are fighting for improvement of rule of law. But in my own country, judges were not protected, lawyers were not protected. You cannot protest in Nigeria. And the funny aspect of it is that the leaders will destroy the democratic setting in the country, and they will rush to other countries to seek for medical tourism and what have you. What is IBA doing? I suggest that this high time IBA will have sort of a discussion with the United Nations to place sanctions. We have our Indian past leader, President Muhammad Buhari. He destroyed the entire democratic system we have in Nigeria. But anytime he's sick, he just rush to London, rush to America. So how can IBA assist in protecting some of us who are fighting?
He said that he no pardon again. No, say the woman now, instead of the life sentence where they give him, say he go serve 6 years in Kirikiri. This political analyst said that they should drag Tinubu to court. Say Tinubu doesn't have a right after pardoning them. You want to take them back to Kirikiri. Where could I share this video? Listen to this.
It's very offensive to the principle of presidential federalism for anybody to think that he can reverse an act of the president. It's not possible. The act of the president, when he's exercising his discretion in his personal capacity, has a tone of finality and cannot be reviewed even by the courts or any other authority. Even the president himself cannot review it, because if we are talking about the seal, the signature of the president that has been attached to a certain document that has passed through, the consultation of the Council of State and then communicated. It cannot be. You see, we cannot make a mockery continually of our presidential system as if we revel in this third world status by which we operate our government. It's not possible. Irrespective of how bad you consider the list to be, government runs on certain principles. Now, as we speak, there could be a reason why that list could be reviewed only on the grounds of fraud and misrepresentation. That is, those persons who advise the president, whether from the Office of the National Security Advisor, whether from the Office of the Secretary to the Government of Federation, or to the Chief of Staff of the President, if they, for example, committed fraud or misrepresented certain facts to the president, then on that basis, the president will now announce that for such and such a reason, which he did not, reflect his discretionary power, he is reversing it. You cannot just tell the Nigerian people to whom belongs sovereignty of this country. The president, you see, the powers of the president are so constitutional in the sense that the entire powers, the executive powers of the federation are concentrated in the man. And you see, when he now decides to exercise discretion to pardon somebody, nobody, even himself, cannot reverse it. So it's just unfortunate that you know this is happening. But what is going to what the implication is that it's going to expose the presidency to, not only to ridicule but to serious investigation, serious scrutiny to see as to what extent and how possible did you have those names. Understandably, states can actually carry out certain deals with bad guys. Right. Instead of allowing 1 million or 100,000 kidnappers to be on the pole, get one of them, let's do a deal, and then promise that if this deal, the information you are passing out, if it becomes fruitful and we catch or eliminate certain number of kidnappers, we will advise the president to pardon you. Right. Now, so there's really nothing wrong, and one would have expected the presidency to explain the reason why it gave out that list, not to take the lazy approach of just kowtowing to public criticism. Yeah. If that is the case, the president ought to, because many Nigerians cried out against the removal of subsidy in such a manner, the president ought to have reversed it. Many Nigerians cried out against tariffs in electricity, the president ought to have reversed it. You don't run a government that way. A president is not moved before the president applies the seal of the Nigeria's president.
Ihe anụmanụ a ga-ewere ihe ọ ga-ewere iti ga-eri isi ya ime enwe ihe ọma ọ nọkọtara na na-awụ prezident n'ọtọ ọnụ ya ọ ga-ewere tin ga-eri isi ya. Just mark my word, tin ga-eri isi ya ihe ọ ga-ewere maburu egwu ọhịa na-adịghị ọma.
It's not about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's about the protection of the exalted office of our president. Okay. You cannot subject him to this, topsy-turvydom by what sort of public or opinion. You don't know the things, the secret things that go in government. Okay. So the president's spokesman ought to have explained and not take the lazy and easy way out of just reversing it and making a mockery of our presidency. It's not acceptable.
All right. Decision has also gained mixed reactions.
It doesn't.
Some have said this shows the review of the clemency shows that there's a listening government in power.
No, it's not about that. If we had a listening president in power, like I just mentioned, he would have reversed the subsidy removal. He would have reversed the increase in tariffs. So I reversed many of the loans that we intended and we ultimately borrowed. You see, at the time the president signed the first list, it was a completed act that he no longer had power to reverse. And it was already accepted. And you see, the good thing about it is that we have courts that will interpret this ultimately. So the president does not have power to convict anybody. As at the time he had completed the pardon of these persons, they were all free. The president is not the judiciary. Section 5 of the Constitution confers in him the executive powers of the Federation. But on that note, he has exercised those powers. He can no longer exercise judicial powers by saying, no, I no longer consider you fit for pardon, and I want you to go back to prison. The president cannot do that. It's not within his remit. It's not within his constitutional remit. So the good thing is that we have records, so it will be tested. We have people, an offer was made by the president of pardon, and then they have accepted. President, you can no longer take back your pardon. It doesn't matter whether you go back to the Council of State. You are therefore at that point exercising judicial powers, which you do not have as president.
So now that should one say the damage has been done, those who were in the first list and are not on the second list, whatever the second list is, whose names have been removed from that initial pardon, what exactly can they do? Can they have, or do they have legal recourse?
They are pardoned by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And so the second list does not have any effect. So they have to take action. I expect them to go to court immediately and claim whatever the President has given to them. You see, that's a better and easier way for the presidency. Right. Rather, because if you must, if you look at from common, precedents, if the only reason the president is saying he's reviewing the list is because there's a fraud. It's because somebody put a name there that
was
he didn't
not meant
approve.
to be there in the first place.
It doesn't matter. You know, no matter how you feel bad that they were drug offenders, sex traffickers, or kidnappers, or murderers there, it doesn't matter. We're talking about the person that represents the entire sovereignty of this country. You don't mess him up. When he takes a decision, you assume that there must be a higher reason, much higher than yours, because he's at his disposal are pieces of information that the ordinary man does not have.
All right, very quick.
See, let me tell you something. It's at the president's discretion to set up a committee. The understanding of Section 175 is that the president himself decides to dename anybody that he wants to forgive, he wants to show mercy and give pardon. That settles it. But you see, what the presidency is doing, which is offensive which should be offensive to constitutional law practice, is that you cannot now fail to give the reason why you are reviewing the list. And we're saying, and the presumption is that there was fraud somewhere. Who is that fraudulent person that put certain names in that list that the president didn't approve and then apply the president's seal? That the presidency cannot run away from it. And I'm telling you, if we have proper investigative journalists here, they should go and meet every one person on the previous list, on the first list, which I consider as a valid list, and ask questions. There were things that happened. People, there were exchanges, there were deals that were made, and I don't have any problem with it so long as the president, in his constitutional power under Section 175, considers it is in the best interest of Nigeria. Nobody should reduce the powers of the president in this manner, and it's embarrassing. It's not because it's President Tinubu today. We need to protect the presidency for this country, for our future, for our stability, and not subject it to this kind of ping pong and reduce it like this. If that's the case, then let us now mount up so much pressure on the presidency. It will change whatever decision it has taken before. That's a joke. Is that why they gave him so much?
You never see anything. Each of you a president. Anụmanụ na-adịghị ọma.
We live in a country where this man, who is a known terrorist sympathizer, is walking freely. His name is Gumi. He's a known terrorist sympathizer.
No, I'm talking now. I'm not talking. You only jaga wo country ndị isi ala. So country ndị na-akpọ isi ala ka ọ na-ejaga. I'm not talking now.
He's walking freely. Nobody's questioning him. Nobody's persecuting him. Nobody's arresting him.
I swear.
While this man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have been locked up in jail for over 7 years now. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya to Nigeria. They did not arrest him. They kidnapped him to Nigeria. And what is his crime? His crime being that he wants freedom for his people. His people who are being marginalized, prejudiced, hated. That is his only crime. Why is Nnamdi Kanu being persecuted? And the justice system of this country have been keeping him in jail for so long. They don't want to release him, and their plan now is that they want to jail him. Why? They want to jail him even after the courts have found him not guilty. They still want to jail him. They are
Akwanga ka ino. Ka na ene anya now. Ka na ene anya. Ifuru ka ikwu okwu, akwanya machine kitchen. Ka na ene anya here ga result nne. We dey here. Owuro Obieze also that we dey here. Obieze is a boy. Also now we dey here. Ka ine anya ha chọrọ ime.
Found him not guilty. Countless times they have found him not guilty, but they are still holding him captive. Why? Because he's an Igbo man. Igbos are always treated differently in this country. The prejudiced. Because he's an Igbo man, that is why he has been kept in jail. No free and fair trial for any Igbo person. As an Igbo person, there's no free and fair trial for you.
Oh, yeah, no.
He's been in jail. They want to break the Igbo spirit. But instead, they are lifting our spirits up.
Yes. Oh, they can never break our spirit. Never. neba nne lekwe ya kwụ na ahụ ada Igbo lekwe ha na-akpa ada ọwụ onye ashawo a na-ara n'ime ọhịa ya bụ ya ọsụ na ọwa Adadioramma unu ihe a na-akpa ada lekwe ihe a na-akpa ada ọwa ada dị ihe a asị ha na ụmụada pụta gị nụ ya isi ha she speak ifuru ka o siri kwuo okwu ka ahụ a na-akpa ada Igbo ị ga-afụ onye a na-anaghị ya n'ime ọhịa never ị ga-afụ na nwatakịrị gị si na anaghị ya n'ime ọhịa ị ga-afụ ya ifu ya ka ọ dị gị ma na ọ respektịrị onwe ya gụọ akwụkwọ onye ara nwụrụ anwụ ya ọpụta na ọwa Adadioramma ị na-ahụ na ga-ana Adadioramma n'ime ọhịa bifo ego nwụrụ anwụ ego nwụrụ anwụ a na-ara gị n'ime ọhịa na iwe ada ndị Igbo ada Jana maka the meaning of Ajana ada Jana ị ga-afụ azụ ya meta na ada fụrụ ka a na-ewe were amụta ya n'ike ada Jana na-eti gị amụ n'ike iwe ada ji amụ
If there are people that should be in prison, all our past leaders should be gathered and be imprisoned. Not these Biafran boys. They should not touch any of these Biafran boys.
Please, if you are visiting my YouTube channel for the first time, subscribe with us and turn on your notification button.
Hello Biafrans, welcome to Magnetic Gist TV. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. Today being 10th of November 2025, with the team of Magnetic Gist TV is bringing this news like Igwe Butuzo, B44 and other commanders of the Biafran Liberation Army and the Biafran Liberation guys to be that they are not the ones to be buying, that all they are doing is looking for a good life, pursuing Biafra, that if the federal government has done what they're supposed to do, nobody would be talking about Biafra today. That if there is a kind of work and a good life in the country, Nigeria, that nobody will be talking about Biafra today. But for the fact that the government is only embezzling our money, stealing our money, doing all sorts of things, making the life impossible and difficult for the citizens, and that is why these guys are calling for the state of Biafra. So listen to Mbaka in what he said. Mbaka finally agreed that Buhari wasn't best. He would have allowed Jonathan to go for another tenure than Buhari, because according to him in this video, the people that Buhari surrendered himself with are all criminals. You know?
No person with the Spirit of God can appraise what is happening in Nigeria. If there are people that should be in prison, all our past leaders should be gathered and be imprisoned. Not these Biafran boys. They should not touch any of these Biafran boys. These hungry Igbo boys and girls who are yearning for their rights, you don't put them in the prison. If they are not careful, as I speak as a man of God, as God lives, their dynasty will not last.
Let us show you why UE is the place to be. UE's facilities help bring your idea.
Because they never know that there is a heaven. There's a life after this. Look at how they have merchandised the priestly, prophetic, pastoral anointing. Can men of God speak in Nigeria anymore? When anointing is already merchandised. How much shall we pay you and you keep quiet? And they are busy buying people in authority with anointing. And our children are suffering. If we people with under anointing will not speak for this less privilege, God will curse us. because there is a heaven. Jesus says, fear not those who can kill the body but cannot kill the soul. Fear only he who can kill the body and kill and destroy the soul. Fear him. And that person is God. There is God. Nigerian leaders should understand the God factor. There is God, the Adonai. There is God, the Elohim. There is God, the El Shaddai. When I was talking about the deceptive malodorous concept, deceptive malodorous shadow called EFCC, how can you imagine a country like this? The best country in the world with the best weather, with the best manpower, people who are rugged, who can do any business. It's only in Nigeria you can find young men who can carry a dead body and wash without covering their nose and whatever. Our youths are ready to do anything to survive. But look at our so-called leaders. All their children are abroad, schooling abroad. Any little malaria, they will fly out to treat themselves. Their wives will be doing midwifery medication, antenatal. Somebody will be pregnant in Nigeria, going for antenatal in London with our money. And you are watching the person. There's no problem if they will use their money. The problem is, it is your money they are using. So if you go for your money, you are not a revolutionist.
Musa Afubi, Dewo. Ka Musa Kanye. Ka Musa Kanye. Anyị nwere Musa. Musa Ndewo.
Broke out, which they call the Zango Kataf riot. I was a young boy, very, very young then. And people were killed in scores. If you are not an Absa person practicing Muslim in Islam, they were killed. Especially if you are from the southern part of Kaduna, the tribes from the southern part of Kaduna, they were massacred. It was called the Zango Kataf riot. And if the next thing they do is to burn churches, kill Christians, and then if they are done with that, then they focus on businesses that is for Igbo people, Igbo-owned businesses, and they destroyed it. I grew up knowing that Christians are an endangered species in Nigeria. In the year 2000, when the Sharia riots, how many of you have heard of the Sharia riot? Hundreds of thousands of people were killed in Kaduna. I can remember vividly that we had to defend our house from people. They brought some Fulani boys and they faced our house. They were shooting arrows. They were stoning our zinc. They spot our zinc, shooting arrows. Even though I was a Muslim then, even though my father was a Muslim then, but because majority of the people in our compound were Christians, so they were willing to destroy every one of us because we're living with Christians. I can remember a particular church in Mando, for those that know Mando, in Kaduna, called Chapel of Redemption. That church was destroyed. And so from that time, anytime there's a little hanky-panky in Nigeria, the first target is churches and Christians. And this has prevailed for a long time. That even if there's a problem with in another country, the Muslim and the Hausas in Nigeria will rise up and begin to kill Christians. How many of you remember the Miss World crisis in 2002, 2001, 2002? That somebody threw a picture of Muhammad or something in France, long away in France, and they began to fight in Nigeria. Are you following me? Christians are endangered species. Now let me give you, and that's how it has continued. Scores have been killed, and they focus on regions where there is a mixture of both Christianity and Islam. If you look at states like Kaduna, states like Plateau State, states like Nasarawa, states like Taraba, states like Benue, states like Bauchi, states like Gombe, states like Borno. These are places where they focus on because they intend to eliminate every living Christian in that place. Anybody that debunks it is a total lie because I have grown and lived in the north. I've spent 80 to 80% of my life in the north, so I understand this thing. Several times, I cannot forget the Sharia riot. We were running for our lives. Even though we're Muslims, but we're still running because as far as you are not of that ethnic group, practicing what they practice, you are a victim. You can be burnt alive. Many of us saw human beings that were burnt alive, like roasted like yam. And it has been going on for a long time. The genocide against the Christian faith. Are you with me? Many years ago, in Kano State, a man was beheaded. And anything they talk about that he said blasphemy. And guess who was the person that led it? The man called Sanusi Lamido Sanusi was the one that led him on. And they beheaded him. They killed the woman. They killed him and they put his hand on the stake and they were using it to parade the city. You understand of a woman also that is an evangelist. An evangelist Eunice that was preaching about 2016 or 18 in Abuja. And they killed her. We cannot talk about a young girl called Deborah Samuel that was killed. I schooled in Jos, and for years, the people of Plateau have been massacred. Riot breaking out every single time. The word that the moment anything happens, the next people that are victims are Christians. And it is unfortunate that all these years the government have not been able to do anything about it. But the agenda is deep. Are you with me this morning? Why am I saying? Because I don't want us to be an ignorant people. If we're ignorant people, they'll control the narrative. And these days, let me tell you this truth. God will not come and fight for you. Remove that thing from your mind. If Christians don't rise up, pray from that to tomorrow. God is not coming to fight for you. Are you with me?
Hi, I'm not human.
Umunem, I have to call it good night from my side. Thank you so much for the time that you people always brought out to be with me. I thank you all. God bless you all. Good night. Good night. Thank you all. Thank you, Muchineke. Bye bye.